Hey, what's up guys? We got some more fighting game news that we need to catch up on. This time let's talk about some Dragon Ball FighterZ. We got some more character announcements, a bunch actually, story mode details, and a very interesting new game mode as well that I want to talk about. So let's start things off with the new characters coming to the game. As usual, this was first revealed in a Japanese magazine called Jump. So unfortunately we don't have any gameplay footage again for these characters, but we got a ton of information on them from the scans, and thankfully these scans have already been translated into English for us. So the first batch of new characters announced that are coming to the game is something you might not have expected, and that is the SSGSS versions of Goku and Vegeta. And yes, it is confirmed that these are in fact separate characters coming to the game. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. And yeah, also known as Super Saiyan Blue, by the way. So first off, this is, there's already a couple of concerns on this. Me personally and a bunch of other people as well. The first thing being that, we're already starting to see some dupe characters in the game, so to speak. And we still don't have, information on how big this roster size for the game is going to be for a 3v3 fighting game. So, and we also have still quite a ways to go before this game is finally released in early 2018. So, it's not too much to panic just yet, but the fact that we're already seeing some of these characters now, I'm sure there is some concerns. But, just many players don't want the roster to be clogged up, so to speak, especially if the characters, slots are being taken up technically by the exact same character, just a more powered up, a more powerful version of that character. We definitely want to see more of, the obscure characters reaching the roster, and many of the previous games, Dragon Ball games in general, have many versions of the exact same character in the rosters already. So, we want to see as many characters as possible, different ones. Now, another concern I have, or I guess just wondering in general, is how strong are these characters going to actually be in the game? Considering that Super Saiyan Blue is just an extremely powerful version of these characters, and, from a balance perspective, are these characters going to have, some kind of handicap, because they are going to try to push this and make it, a more competitive game. Perhaps low health for these characters, just like in Capcom games, like Evil Ryu or Shin Akuma, for example. I'm not sure. We know they want to, stick to the lore for these characters, and we have characters like Krillin already who are, weaker characters in terms of the lore of the rest of the characters, but they already found a use of them, with Krillin having great utility in his moveset, and we learned that he has like a Senzu Bean assist, so he can like heal his other characters as well. So they're finding ways, to have you want to have these characters on your team and not just have the super stacked powerful team of 3 extremely crazy characters. We definitely want to make it just, worthwhile to, stop everyone competitively to not consider using both of the SSGSS versions of Goku and Vegeta. So prepare yourself for some online teams such as Goku, Vegeta, etc. and so on. I find it strange that they announced these kind of characters so early in general, because, you think these characters would be like the last batch of characters announced, the blue version of Goku and Vegeta, since they are the more powerful versions. I don't think, anyone would be really salty if they announced like adult Gohan, for example, instead of these characters, and then save them for the tail end. That would be more interesting to see right now, I think. So of course the magazine scan has some information on these characters and how they will play, so let's start off with Blue Goku. It says, dash in and launch your opponent in the air. From here, Goku has loads of tools to continue the onslaught, but be careful. He's a fast character that requires practice before you can take full advantage. So another thing to point out as well is that Goku's speed chart is completely maxed out. So it looks like Blue Goku will be just an insanely fast character, maybe even the fastest character in the game, and that might be actually one of his weaknesses that we're talking about before, some way to balance him, in the sense that he'll take, a lot of time to master, but very rewarding if you actually do. We can also see that his level 3 will feature a Kaioken times 10 Kamehameha in blue form. So expect your monitor to probably explode when you do this super, or like a city power outage at the very least. Now for Blue Vegeta, it says Vegeta's signature fighting style appears here in full force. destructive combos that lead into explosive earth strikes and all. Leave your defensive tactics at the door, Vegeta is here to play. Vegeta's power chart is completely maxed out, and with the wording of leaving your defensive tactics at the door, he might be a glass cannon type character with just really low health in general. We'll have to see. As for his level 3, it says focus all your power into one blow with Vegeta's ultimate attack, Final Flash. This is obviously a more powered up version of Vegeta's Final Flash, since he already has that as his level 3 on the normal version of Vegeta in the game. Alright, moving on guys, we still have 2 more characters that were announced, and both these characters are Android characters. So we have Android 18 and 16 confirmed to be coming to the game. So Android 18 was definitely one of the most requested characters, and it's no surprise that we finally get to see her in the roster finally. So the scan says, Android 17's twin sister, can you stand against this duel? So that's very interesting. It hints that Android 17 might be part of her moveset and not actually a separate character. It also says her level 3 is called Excel Dance, which says, call in Android 17 to help out. Use this with other special moves to combo your opponent. So it definitely seems like this is true. Perhaps Android 17 comes in and cannot be controlled and automatically does a bunch of attacks, and it's up to you to figure out how to make these combos or make these attacks combo. And it's just kind of like a custom thing, maybe kind of like a puppet character perhaps when the super is out. So Android 18 stats seem pretty well rounded, nothing too much in a certain direction. Next up we have Android 16. It says Android 16 is all about full power and strength, which you can see his graph is very high power and reach, but his speed seems to be pretty low. Actually, it seems non-existent at all. He's probably going to be this extremely slow powerhouse character. His level 3 is called Hell's Flash. Ultimate firepower. Android 16 uses his forbidden technique. Now, the interesting thing about Android 16 is that he'll be, one of the main plot characters in the story mode of the game. It says in the magazine, a new threat that the Z fighters must face. Android 16 is back. The new story will revolve around super androids. With Android 16 in the mix, who knows what will happen? Why did Android 16 come back? What's his goal? What in the world is happening? And then it shows Vegeta lying on his face, just like somebody is, for the next big fight next week. Now the last thing I want to talk about, guys, is the announcement of a new online mode coming called Party Match. This is the dream, guys. This is something that I wanted for so long in many different games, but this mode allows 6 separate players, human players, to each control a character in a 3v3 battle, so 6 players total. This is something I wanted for so long in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, man, or even Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm desperate, it hurts. But we know at the very least this is going to be a reality in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I can't imagine how bad the connection is going to be when you have 6 players playing online in this, but I don't think it really cares. I think it's just going to be an absolute blast to play, and I'm really looking forward to this most out of everything, actually. This is like my hype levels have now raised just like crazy hearing party mode. I can't wait to play with the stream viewers, honestly, and if you have an offline version of this, that would be godlike. So guys, don't forget that the beta signups for this game are coming up real soon on August 22nd after this weekend, and we should have more details soon. I'll keep you guys posted. So don't forget to like the video, guys, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep you guys posted on more fighting game news in the future. Let me know what you guys think about these character announcements and this new party mode online. So till then, guys, take care.